It's time.
She's spilling the tea.
This is The Rumor Report with Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
Yes, this challenge is started by Michael Rubin from the 76ers, one of the co-owners. And the idea is to raise money to help combat the coronavirus pandemic. So we got a lot of celebrities to donate crazy prizes that people can bid on. Now, Drake has really stepped up to the plate. He said, I'm going to offer up everything I can for this challenge. Whoever wins, you'll get the chance to fly on air, Drake. I'll have the OVO and Nike care packages waiting for you on the plane, fly you to LA. You'll get to party with us at one of our private parties at Delilah. We'll have a great time, put you up in a great hotel with whoever you choose to bring for the weekend. And it doesn't end there because we'll link back up in the city that you're from, and I'll give you the best tickets possible to the show whenever we can tour again.
That sounds like a great prize.
That's
all
an
these Drake fans will love that.
Yeah, I think that'd be dope.
You're a Drake super fan, you'll love something like that.
Listen, I think that's great that he would donate all of that and then let the person hang out with him and fly them to a party and be having that OVO experience on the plane and all of that. That's a great prize that somebody will never forget. So that'll raise a lot of money. All right. Now, Dr. Oz has apologized, and that is because of comments that he made about reopening the country. He was on with Sean Hannity, and Dr. Oz said this.
First, we need our mojo back. Let's start with things that are really critical to the nation where we think we might be able to open without getting into a lot of trouble. I tell you, schools are a very appetizing opportunity. I just saw a nice piece in The Lancet arguing that the opening of schools may only cost us 2 to 3% in terms of total mortality. And, you know, that's any life is a life lost. But to get every child back into a school where they're safely being educated, being fed, and making the most out of their lives with a theoretical risk on the backside, it might be a trade-off some folks would consider.
You know, as harsh as that may sound, that's the reality of the situation. You know, people want the most minimal amount of deaths possible, but there will be deaths. And if you read the article that Dr. Oz was quoting from, it wasn't arguing that closing schools presents a specific fraction of children from dying, but a fraction of overall deaths from the coronavirus. So he was saying opening up schools isn't going to change that much. But the mistake Dr. Oz made to me was he failed to mention that we don't even know what opening up schools would actually do, because that, I think it's called the Lancet paper. It was a review of other studies, and even they acknowledge that the quality of evidence they're drawing on is poor. So you don't even know if you don't know what'll happen if you open up schools.
Well, he got a slew of criticism, and here's how he responded on his social media page.
I've realized my comments on risks around opening schools have confused and upset people, which was never my intention. I misspoke. As a heart surgeon, I've spent my career fighting to save lives in the operating room by minimizing risks. At the same time, I'm being asked constantly, how will we be able to get people back to their normal lives? To do that, one of the important steps will be figuring out how do we get our children safely back to school. We know for many kids, school is a place of security, nutrition, and learning that is missing right now. These are issues we are all wrestling with, and I will continue looking for solutions to beat this virus.
All right. Now, Dr. Gupta also responded on CNN last night, and I was watching this. And here's what Dr. Gupta had to say about Dr. Oz's comments.
I think this is what he meant. I haven't talked to him, but, you know, the model suggests that maybe some 60,000 people will lose their lives, sadly, to this disease. How much are we gaining by the various measures that we're putting in place? The closing of schools, they say, may be contributing only to 2 to 3% of that. So that, as you point out, Jake, would be about 1,200 to 1,800 people potentially. Again, not children, but people within the country. Every life is a life, you know, and what is the trade-off in terms of starting to reopen things? That's a big one.
Well, I've heard Dr. Gupta say some wild stuff, too. Dr. Gupta said that, you know, if 200,000 people die by August, that's a reason to be optimistic. And I'm like, how is 200,000 people dying a case for optimism? But I get it. Like I said, they want the most minimal amount of deaths possible. If you compare 2 million to 200,000, one is way too many, but that's the way they look at it. They look at us as numbers. That's what they do in their line of work.
Dr. Gupta was trying to explain what he felt like Dr. Oz was trying to say. And so maybe people interpreted it, or the way that he phrased it just didn't come across well. But he definitely seemed like he didn't think it was something that we should be canceling Dr. Oz for. All right. R. Kelly, his New York racketeering sex trafficking trial date has now been moved to September 29th. And, you know, part of that is because of the coronavirus pandemic. Cases are on hold right now. It was previously scheduled for July, but they did sign off on that new date, September 29th. All right, Shaq said he's not going to watch the 2020 Hall of Fame ceremony because Kobe memories will make him too sad. He said while it'll be a huge moment, he admits that he can't watch it because he can't handle going through another bout of sadness like he did when Kobe passed away in January, because he still misses him, still thinks about him every day. He said on a scale of sadness, with 10 being the worst, he's finally at a 2, but watching that Hall of Fame ceremony would bring him back to a 7, 8, 9, and I can't right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I can see that, because I never met Kobe Bryant in my life, but I was watching the replay of Game 5 of the NBA Finals on ESPN. And when they won, and, he was hugging his wife and hugging his daughters, and I was just like, God damn. And I didn't even know him, and I felt bad. So I can imagine how Shaq felt.
And Shaq did say it would be great if his wife gave a speech or his mom or dad gave a speech, but I'll see that afterwards. He said he just can't watch the ceremony. All right, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your Rumor Report.